AFN Soesterberg.
If you'd like to go to Amsterdam, you can take the bus there this Saturday. Call Tours Now direct at 8101. You don't have to worry about parking hassles or figuring out which train to get on. And our temperature right now, 61 degrees outside. Our time is 17 minutes after 5 o'clock. This is the Devolution Working Man Blues. Beatles with Twist and Shout, starting off the last hour of the Afterburner on this Friday. I'm Airman Ildiko Nemish. We're looking forward to the weekend, and we're going to keep the music going right now with TLC and Baby, Baby, Baby. At the Wolfhounds Sports Shops are going over and check it out. Don't forget about the Teen Back to School Dance in the Youth Center. That's from 9 p.m. until midnight tonight. Okay, we're back. Where was I?
Flitspaal rook en 80 km/h.
John, we need to get the word out for our commanders. After that, it's entertainment to try and build morale and keep people happy and remind them about some of home that's so far away.
The AFN Late Edition, military and European news and the weather, but first.
Tonight on Community Newsroom, Soesterberg hosts an important visitor, and the post office helps fend off your creditors. Stay tuned. Welcome to Community Newsroom. Chief Master Sergeant Robert Bailey, the Senior Enlisted Advisor for USAFE, is visiting Soesterberg this week on his tour of European bases. He took time out of his trip to explain some recent changes in the NCO force structure and the PME system. After the Air Force deleted the E4 Sergeant rank, they saw a need to alter the PME. The NCO Prep Course and the NCO Leadership School will disappear this summer, and the Airman Leadership School will take its place.
And that will be for E4s over 4 years of service or on a 6-year commitment, or who have re-enlisted, in other words, have committed themselves to the Air Force for more than the first term, so that we are sure that we're getting a return on our money and that we're training those people that we're actually going to utilize in non-commissioned officer status.
Chief Bailey talked to many airmen on base today, explaining how important their role was in Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm, and how everyone in USAFE is grateful for their effort.
And I believe that you should take great pride in the key role that you have played in that, whether or not you were deployed to one of the various locations in support of the operation, or you were here at Soesterberg doing the things that we asked you to do on the home front to support the most successful operation in Air Force history.
Chief Bailey leaves for Vauquel tomorrow morning as he heads back to Ramstein. It's no news that Desert Storm has slowed down our mail system, and we've had packages and letters arriving late since the war began. The post office is trying to do something about the delays, however. Airman Beth Sherman files this report.
You may pay your credit card bills on time, but with mail slowed down due to Desert Storm, you may find that harder to do. In some instances, you may get your bill after it was already due. Help can be found at the post office.
And we'll check the date on it to make sure that it was indeed a late bill because of the mail and not something that was that you just forgot to pay. So we'll look at the date stamp and we'll give you a form letter that you can sent to the creditor explaining the situation.
Last month, a form letter was drawn up for you to send to your creditors when you know your bill won't be paid on time. The form letter explains how the mail moves and why it's taking longer. When you pick up a late bill, you can fill out the form letter with a postal worker. The post office is hoping that credit card companies will pay more attention to the factor overseas. The letter also suggests that creditors mail early to avoid problems.
I think it's a real good system to help our customers, you know, being overseas, being in the kind of mail system that we're in. The creditors need to understand, and I think it's a system that's set up really to help our customers who are experiencing problems.
In the long run, the creditor may understand the problem, and you can avoid late charges or even cancellation of your credit card. Reporting for the Community Newsroom, I'm Airman Beth Sherman.
For space technology buffs serving in Europe, there haven't been many expositions to go to. That changed in June of last year with the... Took a look around.
As you drive up and get your first view of this building, it doesn't look like a chance to step into the world of space technology, but it is. As you enter the actual exhibition, you take a step back in time.
We tell the story of space from the original starting point in old civilizations up to the year 2000 and further on, and we tell what went on in space, space flight, space science and space technology.
The exhibition is a combination of science, information and entertainment that allows you to see up close what the European Space Agency is all about. That's not to say that the contributions of America and the USSR are forgotten. There's a full-size recreation of the first moon landing and several Russian displays. The job of the Noordwijk exhibition is twofold: as an information center in a museum-style setting and
serve as the official visitor center of ESTEC. ESTEC being the European Research and Technology Center of ESA. And ESA is the European Space Agency.
All of the exhibit placards are written in English and Dutch, making it a popular stop with the international schools. The Expo is working on translating their educational series into English to help make the Expo a fun, learning experience for young minds. Reporting from the Noordwijk Space Exhibition in the Netherlands, I'm Air Force Sergeant Frank Krebs, AFN News.
This is the community update for Monday, November 4th from AFN Soesterberg. Registration for the Troy State University graduate program is going on now and ends November 15th. If you'd like to sign up, call the Education Center at 8299. The Medical and Dental Clinic is closed for Veterans Day. The Lichtenberg Hospital in Amersfoort is available for emergency medical care. Their phone number is 033 65 55 55. The annual blood drive is November 13th and 14th. It's taking place in Building 144, the testing room on the second floor. The blood drive starts at 9 and ends at 4:30. Give the gift of life. Give blood. If you have any questions, call 8977. Don't miss Comedy Goes Schizophrenic with T.A. Burroughs November 16th at Vocal Airbase at 8 o'clock. I'm Ermin Ildiko-Nemish. When you're looking for a radio station, tune it to the Eagle.
Available here in Holland, making it a very popular station. As Tech Sergeant Frank Krebs reports, it also makes it impossible to please everyone, but AFN never stops trying.
Television changes are based on audience needs and desires by what the replacement programs are and the use of surveys. If a police show is replaced by another police show, there's almost no effect on the TV schedule. But if it's replaced by 2 half-hour sitcoms, then the schedule may have to be juggled to make everything work out. One way to understand what the audience wants to see is through letters and phone calls.
Radio and television are very personal things to people. They come into their homes and they get used to it, and when we make a change, it affects their lives sometimes. So we want to make sure that that we take the input that we get into account, but we also try to balance it against scientific surveys that we have done to make sure that that we aren't overreacting to 2 or 3 letters.
Perhaps the biggest and most notable change has been in the weekend primetime television. Live weekend sports air between 6:30 and 10:30 in the evening here, which is the time most viewers watch television. Last fall, AFN went to all live sports, but that meant that primetime every weekend was lost to sports, creating a problem for those who are not sports fans. The alternative was to choose which games to air and which ones wouldn't be seen. That wasn't an option Colonel Fowler felt comfortable with.
We felt that we needed to look, because of the popularity of the sports and the makeup of the audience, and what we were going to do in terms of how we were going to spread this around. So the decision was made, and I made that decision, to delay for 2 or maybe 3 hours in the early evening those sporting events.
Next week, a look at the radio changes and AFN's role in Desert Storm. I'm Air Force Sergeant Frank Krebs, AFN News.
That's it for tonight's Community Newsroom. I'm Erin Beth Sherman. Have a good evening.
The Community Newsroom.
Good evening, I'm Staff Sergeant Michelle Clower. Welcome to the Community Newsroom. School lets out tomorrow, and while that's good news for the children, it means something else for adults. Staff Sergeant Tom Swanson has more.
The Soesterberg Elementary School was in session today, with classes going on inside and other children playing outside. But tomorrow at 11 o'clock, students will board the buses for the last time this school year. The school, as well as the playground, will be vacant, which means children will be in other areas.
Well, now you're going to have a lot of kids that'll probably be out on the streets by the time you even leave to go to work. And then you're going to go home maybe on your lunch hour or after work, and you're going to have a group of children who are going to be playing in your V, on the streets, busying themselves on and off of the playground.
This summer is also expected to be warmer than normal, so parents will need to ensure children take in plenty of fluids to help prevent heat exhaustion.
It might behoove you to have that extra supply of water, or condition your children now to come in and drink a liter of water per day, and tell them about the dangers of heat exhaustion and the dangers of getting sunburned.
By the way, the first day of the next school year is August 30th.
Champus is here to help you. Senior Airman Darren Wiley has more.
The Civilian and Health Medical Program of the Uniformed Services, or CHAMPUS, protects active duty members and their dependents. Small clinics like Soesterberg's 32nd Fighter Group Clinic can't provide constant medical attention to members and their families. This is where local hospitals step up to provide services that are not provided on base. The Lichtenberg Hospital in Amersfoort is one of these hospitals. The Lichtenberg can take care of emergency situations on weekends and off-duty hours. CHAMPUS covers part of the cost for inpatient and outpatient care when family members use one of these facilities.
The active duty members or the spouses don't have to pay any premium. You're only using the program and you're paying it's cost sharing when you're using the program. If you're seen by a physician, or if you go for an X-ray or for lab work or medication, that's cost shared by the CHAMPUS.
The key is that you share the bill. When you visit a hospital, CHAMPUS pays 80% of the charges after the deductible. For E5 and above, you pay a $150 deductible plus 20% of the total bill. CHAMPUS pays the 80% of the bill over that deductible. The deductible is paid out once a year. Only if you use a civilian doctor or hospital. Remember that you only pay for CHAMPUS if you use outside health care. Also, the person being treated must be enrolled in the Defense Enrollment Eligibility Reporting System, or DEERS. The Military Personnel Office can enroll your family member into the DEER system. Tomorrow, I'll tell you what happens if you use inpatient facilities at one of these civilian hospitals.
Stay with us. We've got a new weekly feature coming up as well as sports. But first, let's take a look at the weather.
We'll continue to have fair skies tonight along with warm temperatures. Our overnight low will be 60 degrees. Tomorrow morning we'll see light mist and haze once again, giving way to sunny skies during the morning hours. Clouds will increase during the day with a chance of rain or thunderstorms in the late afternoon or early evening. Winds will also pick up during the day. Expect a high tomorrow of 85 degrees, which, when coupled with a humidity factor, it's going to feel like 90.
Wolfhounds at work. Tom starts out our feature with the spotlight on the weather flight.
Captain Bob Conant and First Lieutenant Kirk Gwynn are the 32nd Operational Support Squadron's weather flight. The two are primarily responsible for providing flying mission briefs to pilots. Now, you might expect to find more people working at the weather unit, and normally you would.
The reason we can handle it in this office with just two of us is because, like I say, we do work with the Dutch guys. They have 2, 3, 4 forecasters at times there. Obviously, they rotate in and out, and they also have several observers down in the tower, so they actually do all the footwork as far as weather forecasting and observing goes. We are in a liaison position here. We pass their information on to our pilots.
The Soesterberg Weather Duo are also unique for another reason.
We are the most unique weather organization within the weather service of the Air Force because of our mission here. We're the only ones that sit within the fighter squadron itself, whereas other units, other weather units will sit in a separate building, completely separated, maybe a mile, 2 miles from the flying unit. This way we have much of a closer face-to-face contact with the pilots.
Not only do they supply pilots with vital information, they also hit the airwaves several times a day, passing on the latest weather information to the Eagle FM listening audience.
But it's better. It keeps getting better each day. So yesterday, what did we do? Maxed out at about 79 degrees here, vocal maxed out at about...
Though their jobs keep them busy and the hours can be long at times, both men agree Soesterberg is a good assignment and both enjoy doing what they do.
A shortened schedule only gave us 2 games on the diamond last night. Darren has those scores and also who's hitting tonight.
Out on the diamond last night, there should have been 6 teams and 4 games, but one team was unable to make it, so only 2 games were played. You figure that one out, and while you're thinking, I'll throw the scores out. The scores for the first game: logistics maintenance flight rolled over COM 14-8. The security police locked down the clinic with the score 5-1. Tonight's action heats up with the intramural and extramural action. In the National League, it's MWRS against Headquarters. Then Rotterdam takes on Propulsion. After that, Rotterdam comes to the plate against Trans. In the extramural league, the Falcons step up against Supply. Vocal against the Independent Women, and then Vocal again against MWRS. We'll have those scores for you tomorrow night. That's it. That's all. I'm Senior Airman Darren Wiley, AFN Sports.
And that does it for tonight's Community Newsroom. Make sure you stick with us tomorrow night. We'll be coming to you from Gills Ryan Air Base. On behalf of all of us here at TV18, have a nice evening.
Serving the United States European Command, this is AFN.
Major Sam 30 of the 32nd Fighter Group, and welcome to Community Newsroom.
Welcome to Community Newsroom. We're at the 32nd FS today, where they just got their first miss of jets. We'll have that story in a moment. General Oak Sticks Folks took some time to reminisce about his feelings for Soesterberg. He said about 30 years ago, when he was a young lieutenant, Soesterberg had the reputation of being the premier base to fly F-102s. Now the planes have changed, but he thinks the great attitude still remains.
It's always fun to come back to Soesterberg. There's a positive can-do feeling here that you just sense when you walk on the base, drive through the gate, or land at the runway and get off the aircraft. You just feel that positive can-do spirit that has been a part of Soesterberg over the years.
In other news, new traffic rules took effect November 1st in Holland. The new laws actually relax the current driving rules. Bicyclists can now turn right on a red light. Drivers turning left must give way to oncoming drivers turning right, and you can now legally park on either side of the road. The Marechaussee is briefing everyone about the changes to the Dutch laws this week. The next briefings are tomorrow and Friday at 9 o'clock and 3 at the base theater. The fighter squadron got their first MISSIP jets from the States. Sergeant Eric Whitmore says these are the first of 6 new jets that Soesterberg will get.
The 6 jets will bring the Soesterberg total up to 18, not quite up to pre-war levels, but an increase nonetheless. They're coming with something new to Soesterberg, the Multi-Stage Improvement Program, or MISSIP. MISSIP is an avionics package that is being fitted on older model F-15s to enhance future capabilities of those jets. MISSIP also allows the Soesterberg F-15s to use the Advanced Medium Range Air-to-Air Missile, or AMRAAM, according to the 32nd FS Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Fred Bell.
It'll now bring us into line with the most current and advanced systems that the F-15 can carry, so it'll match us up with like units in the States that already have MISSIP. It'll give us a greater capability to project air superiority.
Soesterberg is the last base to get MISSIP in Europe. Bitburg is currently updating their last squadron of F-15s. Training on the new system has already begun, both for pilots and maintenance.
It's probably an addition of about 10 to 15% over our normal training thing to get our pilots qualified in the MISSIP airplane initially. Same thing on the maintenance end, as far as there'll be different boxes for them to fix and to repair.
Even though Soesterberg pilots will have to make a few adjustments with the new system, the mission of the 32nd Fighter Squadron remains the same.
AFN Soesterberg.
If you'd like to go to Amsterdam, you can take the bus there this Saturday. Call tours now direct at 8101. You don't have to worry about
Flitspaal rook en 80 km per uur.
Time is 17 minutes after 5 o'clock. This is the Devolution Working Man Blues. And that's the Beatles with Twist and Shout, starting off the last hour of the Afterburner on this Friday. I'm Airman Ildiko Nemish. We're looking forward to the weekend, and we're going to keep the music going right now with TLC and Baby, Baby, Baby. Jack and Brian at the Wolf's Den Sports Shop, so go on over and check it out. Don't forget about the Teen Back to School dance in the Youth Center. That's from 9 p.m. until midnight tonight. Okay, we're back. Where was I? Military. Oh yes, that's right. Command information is our biggest job. We need to get the word out for our commanders. After that,